Now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I think that dude looks familiar back there. Oh, I think he sings a bunch of songs we play. Like a bunch of songs, Brent.
I do know that, and
wow.
We appreciate that very, very much.
Three records.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is just to be able to tour, you know, and be able to meet these gentlemen. And I was a huge fan, still am. I heard the first single from them, and was just really like blown away with just the hook in the song. I just thought it was an extremely well-crafted
song.
song.
You have no ears to hear something.
No, but we've
been
waiting a long time to do a tour that we actually wanted to do with bands that we were really, really into, and you know, to be with them, to be with Cavo, and then we got Adelaide as well on the bill, and then the Sick Puppies.
Yeah, local boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Vegas bound. Yeah.
They were throwing down last night. Actually, it was pretty unique.
Yeah, they're from Vegas. They know how to throw down.
But then, you know, we also got the Sick Puppies out here, and it's a pretty, you know, it's a very eclectic, you know, mix. In my opinion, like all four bands are completely different. And then also kind of one and the same, you know. I mean, the idea is just about writing good music and really having camaraderie with each other, enjoying being on the road with one another. Because it's definitely like being in the circus. Right. So I mean, because I mean, you're with each other all the time. So it's we're road dogs, and we've been touring for years now. And you know, so to be able to be on a tour like this is the first tour that we've done in a long, long time. Where right out of the box, we've just really been having a great time right here with all these guys.
Shinedown with Sound of Madness, I mean, I can't, what was the deal going in? Because you did 2 albums that were just phenomenal and just hit after hit after hit. What was the challenge going in to do Sound of Madness?
Just to make it, to be quite honest with you, you know, you'll get your whole life to do your first record, and you're going to get about 6 months to do the next one. That was kind of the case with us. And we had toured, you know, on the first record 2 years straight, then we did 19 months on the second album, and really, in all honesty, I was burnt. I'd kind of fallen out of love with music, which was a very, kind of like waking up and being inside of a nightmare, because it wasn't a feeling that I wanted to deal with. And, you know, I became a father on this record. I quit doing drugs on this record. You know, everything just kind of changed as the development of the album was in the middle of the process. I mean, it took 18 months to make it. And probably one of the hardest records I ever had to make, just because it's very eye-opening. You know, it's very, it's really blunt. It's a lot about what I saw in the last probably 5 years of my life, and just what I've seen a lot of my friends go through, and my family members, and what have you. And as far as the record is concerned, it's about the most honest piece of work that we've done to date. I have to be, you know, really upfront about that, and you know, not to keep rambling on about it, but I mean. The other thing was, how big could we make it sound? We really went in and said to ourselves, you know, let's make a really large sounding record. You know, we kind of pushed the envelope of what we thought we were capable of doing. And I mean, you know, every day was a challenge just to see how much bigger we could make it sound.
Devour was very thick. The first time I heard Devour, this is thick.
That was actually the hardest song to mix on the record. Chris Lord-Alger mixed the record, except for the song Sound of Madness, Doug King, who was the engineer on the album. That's his mix, but Devour was a unique song. I think we remixed that song probably 7 different times, because we could never really get it to sound exactly right, and then one day Chris just kind of hit a knob or flipped a switch, and he just got it, and then it turned out being exactly what we wanted, because there's a lot of tracks on that particular song. But yeah, I mean, that was the lead-off track for a reason. We wanted to kind of shock people, because I think everybody thought that we were going to come out with a song that was going to be mid-tempo or a ballad or something like that. And I mean, I heard it from a lot of people. They were like, oh, they're going to come back with some kind of, you know, meandering thing or whatever, and it's going to just kind of sound, you know, old and dated. And then when we came out with that, it shut a lot of people up.
You said you quit drugs during this album. What was the catalyst?
Oh boy, he's going to be 2 this year, he just saved me from my vanity. He saved me from myself in a lot of ways. You know, I woke up one day and decided I didn't want to be a rock and roll cliche, to be found dead, you know, in my punk, you know, which has happened many times, and it's really sad. And you know, I still have a beer with you and stuff like that to throw down, but you know, the thing is I was massively addicted to cocaine and to Oxycontin for years, and I just wanted, you know, the day he was born, it just changed my view of the world and myself, and the fact that he's the most important thing in my life. You know, it's no longer about me. So, you know, I have a responsibility not only to myself, but to him, and quite frankly for the rest of the world, because I've never really said that we're rock stars, but I do believe that we're role models. I don't think people come to shows and want to see you, stand up there and not give it, 100% of who you are. You're supposed to leave it up there, every ounce of, your being. So for me personally, it was just something that it was time. It was time to stop. It was time to grow up.
So the Sound of Madness could be is autobiographical.
The whole album is, the whole album is. I mean, it was a place for me to go where I felt like I could look at myself in the mirror again and not feel ashamed because I said everything I ever wanted to say on this record.
Wow, that's really cool, man. Thank you for coming by. I really
Thanks for
appreciate it.
thanks for calling.
Very white trash. I was about to bring up though to Cavo because they're making a great statement. You just made it, but I'll make it in a funnier way.
Right.
They're saying don't do drugs because your girlfriend will break up with you. Don't do it does. No, it totally does. But it's nice to you have a lot of people listening and a lot they do look up to you. You guys are rock stars. You're out there, you're doing it, you're getting chicks, you're upstanding, you're rocking out. And it's nice to have you.